Doctor, good morning to you. Firstly, let's start with the spike in the spread of this virus. So from 61 to 85. Is that worrying for you, particularly the number of those that are locally transmitted?
Good morning to all the viewers out there. Listen, this is not something that we haven't expected. Government is also expecting it. This is not something that we think is just happening. We know that this is going to happen. We are actually waiting. We are entering the storm. We are far from the eye of the storm. We're not in the eye of the storm yet. We estimate that within the next week and a half, we will be definitely in the eye of the storm with community spreading of the virus. And that is why it is important for us to understand as medical practitioners in which areas the virus is predominantly affecting people, for us to alert our members or non-members. It doesn't matter now whether you're a SAMA member or not, because we are all in this together.
All right.
So that we can inform the doctors, make a plan, see what we can do, and then from there on see how you can reach that community. But again, I have to stress, 80% of people will be fine. You will have the flu-like symptoms. You will have the flu. Not having corona is not giving you a running nose, a sinus, or an earache, or a phlegmy type of cough. So even if you can have both of them together, but you will be fine. The people that we are worried about, and I think this doesn't come out strongly enough to the people out there. The problem is not the 80% that feel they are sick and they think, I'm not going to make it. You're going to make it. The problem is the people 55, 60, and especially up 70 uppers with underlying high blood pressure that's not controlled, diabetes or sugar that's not controlled, asthma, smokers, severe smokers, heavy smokers, doesn't matter how you look at them, people with TB that's not treated, HIV that's not treated. The HIV people who is controlled and go for their test on a yearly basis as per protocol, they will be fine. So please, and it's these people that sits in the 80% sits in our waiting room.
All right, Doc, can I just come in there for a moment? You advocating for the use of telemedicine as opposed to face-to-face consultations. How practical and effective will this be? Briefly for me.
Okay, briefly, it will be extremely practical. If you look at the rest of the world, that is the way that they are moving into. America lift the moratorium on teleconsultations and said that in this case we allow it. And we have asked the minister yesterday to look at this as well for South Africa, because then it is not a direct face-to-face, but via media, whether it's Skype, whether it's any other media that we are using. It should be your bona fide patient. You cannot just phone in and want to speak. There must be certain guidelines in this. The beauty of this is I, as a medical practitioner with years of experience, are supposed to be able to recognize a sick patient, whether they walk into my room or whether I can see them on a different platform, thereby lessening infection to me as myself or to any other one sitting in my waiting room. This is just much more practical than the people coming in.
Dr. Coetzee, final question to you, and please, if you can, try and be brief for me. So you want the areas where the coronavirus are emerging, the new cases are emerging, to be made known. My simple concern there is that does that not risk identifying the sufferers and therefore the stigma from local communities?
There should be no stigma from local communities. And identifying the people should be actually, that information should be to the local healthcare personnel and not so much out to the community themselves if there is fear of victimization. But we need to know that in area or in Ward 3, there is 5 cases so that we can understand what to do in Ward 3. Remember, You think from 65 to 85, it's a huge jump. You haven't seen anything yet.
Wow.
It's going to go up. And we will not be able to contain the virus at a certain stage if we do not know where it is. You cannot go into the war and don't know where your enemy is.
All right. Thank you very much. That's Dr. Angelique Coetzee. She speaks for the South African Medical Association. Thank you very much for your time.